This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. This is taken about 7 yards deep. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. He lets it fly for a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They run with Ajayi. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Now it's Ajayi. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. First carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down with Smallwood. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Working from the gun, Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Fighting his way through contact. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
They get it to him running left. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham, past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Right back to him on first down. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. This is Ajayi. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
They do go for it. It's Wentz. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 31 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go...
Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Frank Clark in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays.
Trey 15.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz flushed out right. He's going to let it. He's got him in. Complete. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, 93 yards. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Third and long, it's Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next year?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Ajayi hit. He lost the football. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Right back to him on first down. And he's got some space here. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one good for 33 and a first.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him, because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all. It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. Wentz now to throw. And it's caught. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. On the carry, here's Clement. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a handoff looking right. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit him over the top.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Now a toss play. It's a giant. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Clement. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this is incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
They'll toss it to Ajayi. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out that just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play, right?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Ajayi. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nigel Bradham coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players than football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Wentz going to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Ertz has it left side. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Now Wilson. And now here is another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And it spins away. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Wentz to throw on second down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Clement, and he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jay Ajayi, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Elliott now to kick this one away. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Being chased out left. Space to maneuver at the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
On first down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Jordan Hicks able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now